Prepare yourself for tales of heroes, daring deeds, and big, naked dudes as we return to a fantastic take on ancient Grecian lore in Theros Beyond Death. Theros is a plane in the Magic the Gathering universe where gods are born through devotion. Yes, that's also the name of a mechanic in the set. In our previous visit to Tharros, the planeswalker Xenagos ascended into godhood, taking his place in Nyx, the astral home of the gods. Elspeth, a human planeswalker, struck him down but was blamed with Xenagos' ascension and confined to the underworld by Heliod, the sun god. Way before that happened, Clothes, I'm not sure. She sealed away the Titans and the great evil monsters that threaten the plane in the underworld, which is ruled by Erebos. In Theros Beyond Death, the gods are at war, working to resist Heliod's attempt to erase them from power and existence. Elspeth works to escape the underworld and fights against Calyx, an agent of Clothes, who wishes to maintain the fates and contain the underworld. As the war continues, the veil between the mortal plane and the underworld is breached, and the ancient titans break free. An incredible weapon, Shadow Spear, is brought into being by the nightmares with Ashiok instills in Elspeth. She uses Shadow Spear to take down Heliod, who's then sealed in the underworld with the help of Erebos. And that's what happens in this story. Now let's talk about the set. Like in previous visits to Theros, we're met with enchantment creatures, some of which are the gods themselves. Enchantment creatures are exactly what they say on the tin. They're both enchantments and creatures. Some cards have additional abilities when targeting enchantment creatures, like Karametra's Blessing. Enchantment creatures are also susceptible to removal, which can hit either kind of card. As an example, you could use Return to Nature to remove an enchantment creature unless it happens to be indestructible, like the gods of Tharros, which must be exiled or sacrificed to remove them from the battlefield. These gods, and many other cards in the set, have a mechanic called Devotion, which looks at the number of pips among the costs of permanents you control for various effects. On the Theros god cards, Devotion is what determines if the card is a creature after it's entered the battlefield. On cards like the demigods, the power or toughness is equal to the devotion to a color. On cards like Clothes' Design, the power of the spell scales with the devotion to that color. Theros Beyond Death also introduces a new mechanic called Escape. This mechanic reflects the exodus of the underworld I described in the plot. Escape is a way to cast your cards from the graveyard by paying an alternate cost and exiling cards from your graveyard. This gives cards immense recastability and makes exiling from the graveyard an important and common ability. Thanks to Underworld Breach, every card can have Escape as long as your graveyard can pay the price. It's important to mention that cards with Escape can be countered, and they can also be recast multiple times from the graveyard. Sagas also return in this set after their debut 2 years ago in Dominaria. These enchantments progress each turn after the draw step and generate a lot of value across multiple turns. There's also another mechanic called Constellation, which is an ability triggered by an enchantment entering the battlefield under your control. The abilities can be anything from tapping a creature to drawing lands. Just like the night sky, no two constellations are the same. The last few mechanics in the set aren't named, but this one is reminiscent of the heroic mechanic from the original Theros set. A set of hero cards, all in Boros colors, increase the power of all your creatures when they're targeted by one of your spells. It's also worth mentioning that blue and red have an overarching theme of playing cards on your opponent's turn. This benefits instants, cancer spells, and cards with flash. Wavebreak Hippocamp rewards you with card draw, and Naiad of the Hidden Coves makes your spells cost less as long as they aren't cast on your turn. Mischievous Chimera deals damage to your opponents in scries, and Arena Trickster grows. White and green get the lion's share of auras, and green of red have a barely there Satyr tribal. If you're into ancient Grecian myths, you might also recognize a few characters, though their names have been changed. This is Theros Beyond Death. This video was sponsored by TCGplayer.com. Looking for cards and accessories? TCG Player is the best place to buy and sell Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon cards, and more. This video was also sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. Thank you for supporting my channel and making such an incredible new set. If you're looking for more Magic videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Amazonian for live content. See you next time!